debate. The honourable member for Vancouver East.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I'm very happy to enter into this debate today. As we know, the situation in Ukraine is absolutely horrendous. This unprovoked illegal war that Putin has waged against Ukraine has shocked the world, and we're all standing united to support Ukraine. Now, here we are in Canada. The question is, what can we do and what are we doing to help the people of Ukraine? Now, I will say this, that the government is trying. They are trying to do something, but the measures to which the government has put forward, there are lots of issues with it. And to raise the issue that my colleague, the member from Edmonton Strathcona, had brought forward, that in fact New Democrats have brought forward as far back as 2018, to call on the government then to ensure that there would be visa-free travel for Ukraine. The government ignored this recommendation, did not move forward on it, and here we are in this situation. Just imagine what it would have been like if that was in place, or even if the government took the time to implement that now. As early as January, when the Minister of Immigration said that they were moving forward with immigration measures to expedite in bringing Ukrainians to Canada, even if they did it then, in early January, we would have been close to actually having Ukraine, having visa-free travel for Ukraine. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. And I urge the government, I call on the government to actually work expeditiously to bring forward visa-free travel for Ukraine. It is absolutely necessary, even with these special immigration measures that are in place right now. I will take a moment, Madam Speaker, to talk a little bit about the special immigration measures that the government have brought in. I welcome them when they made the announcement, although I had suggestions of how they could do it better and some questions on how it would be implemented. And here's how it is hitting on the ground. As predicted, the requirements with it is causing delay after delay after delay. Just this moment in time, I got an email from my constituent who is trying to help bring his 82-year-old mother here to Canada. He flew to Poland and met up with her. She took a bus on her own and left Ukraine to Poland. And they've been stuck there ever since. They went on the portal to make the application, and then they could not get through the process to put forward the fact that his mother has what is called an internal passport. It's an older identification document that is more or less equivalent to a citizenship card here in Canada. Now, she's 82 years old, so you can imagine that document is not new, but rather a much older document. On the portal, there's zero recognition for those with these internal passports, even though the government's own website says that they would recognize other national identity documents. He then sent in a web form, he phoned the emergency number, contacted our office, and we're told, don't worry, because we will process the application. If your mother qualifies, she would be issued a single-use travel document. Was told that don't worry, and that would include biometrics in that process. And guess what? Just now, I got an email from them telling them, from IRCC, that they now have to go and get a travel passport, an international travel passport. What gives? They were just told not to worry. We went within 2 weeks that they would get that single travel document with biometrics. Now they're being told they got to go and apply for a passport. And by the way, in the lineups with the biometric centers, people cannot even get in edgewise to make an appointment. It's taking longer than a month to get this process. That is the reality of what people are faced with. I get it when the government says this is all new, we kind of don't know, we're doing the best we can. But guess what? It's not good enough. People's lives hang in balance. They desperately need our government to get it right. That's what we need to do, and I am more than willing to work with the government. And I wrote to the minister, highlighting these issues. I brought it up to the minister's attention in question period, and he said that he would address these issues, that they would get it right. Why not ensure that the portal immediately takes people with these older internal passports to that portal that says that you can apply for a single travel document? Why not have a space to recognize internal documents? As you know, most of the people that are coming, that are not, wanting to get to safety, are women, children, and seniors. Facilitate the process so that they can get to safety. Fix these problems. That's what is required. Now, Madam Speaker, I also want to touch on the issue of people having arrived in Ukraine. The Ukraine-Canadian Congress, along with over 500 immigrant-serving agencies across the country, is calling on the government to provide supportive services, resettlement services to Ukrainians, allowing them to get a work permit is good, but not everyone would be able to work. Allowing them to get a study visa, study permit is good, but not everyone would be doing studying. They need to survive when they are here. That means that they need healthcare support. That means they need daycare support. That means they need housing support and financial support and so on. And so I am joining the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress and over 500 immigrant-serving agencies across the country to call on the government to provide exactly that, to support the people of Ukraine here in Canada during this very difficult time, Madam Speaker. I know that the government members will say, oh, we're doing it, we're trying to negotiate with the province and so on and so forth. Well, I gotta say this. How about making sure healthcare is immediately available using the federal interim health measure? We do that for refugees. We should be doing that for Ukrainians, and the minister has the authority to authorize that right now. I would also add, Madam Speaker, for Ukrainians who are struggling, but Canadians here want to help. I cannot tell you, and I'm sure every MP in this office have received a litany of offers from Canadians who want to help, to offer housing, to offer support, and so on. The government needs to set up a coordinated system to harness the kindness and support from Canadians. Create a phone line where they can actually phone in and say, hey, I've got a house in Vancouver, I've got a house in Saskatoon, or wherever the case may be, that they can house people. There are people who want to employ Ukrainians who are saying that I've got job offers made available to them, but they don't know where to go. They have nowhere to share this information. The government should set up a system so that people can register and make themselves available, that their kindness and compassionate and humanitarian support is put to use, instead of them floundering around at this moment trying to figure out what to do. We can also utilize nonprofits and the strength of nonprofits on the ground and help coordinate this effort. But they can't do it without support from the government. This was brought up to the minister's attention, and he said they're working on it. Well, I hope that the government will actually act. Madam Speaker, I also want to raise this point. The minister announced that he would provide extended family sponsorship to Ukrainians. But yet I see nothing on the government's website, and it's been crickets since he made that announcement. Where is it? I was just at an event this last weekend at the church praying and supporting Ukrainians and sending them their strength and our support. And people ask me, where is it? Has the government announced it? I want to sponsor my cousin, my niece, my nephew, whoever the case may be, that they want to bring over. So far, there is nothing there, Madam Speaker. And that, too, we need to get on with it. The extended family sponsorship program works. The government doesn't have to wait and see how it goes. I'm a product of that. My family, we immigrated to Canada under extended family sponsorship. My aunt sponsored us to come to Canada in 1976. The program works. we can actually get on with it and we can actually proceed with it. Finally, Madam Speaker, I see that you're signaling me and that I've lost my time. And so I will stop here and simply to say to the government, extend these special immigration measures also to Afghans and other regions in conflict as well.